In the military, being able to take on challenges confidently is something that's instilled. And then what happened with Mark after he had his stroke is that just kicked in. The best thing you could do with Mark is tell him he couldn't do something, because he would rise to that challenge. He was told he would never walk, he would never talk properly again, he would never drive, and he did all these things with ease. And the aim of the Bowra Foundation is to try somehow use that as an example, as an inspiration to others who may not have that experience. And what we want to do with the Bowra Foundation is to try and instill that grit, that drive that everyone actually has deep down. They probably just never had the opportunity to use it or deploy it. However, we need help to do that. We need funding, we need volunteers. We have our website where people can go and they can donate to us. They can help with practical help. We've got some businesses that come along and help us. What we're doing is unique when we've got a group of military veterans who are paying forward. They acknowledge the help, the support they got from the general public, and now we want to go and help others. But you can help us by showing us your support.
They say swimming the English Channel is the Everest of open water swimming. I think that does the English Channel a disservice, actually, because there's considerably more people who've climbed Everest than have swum the Channel.
It's huge. To swim the Channel is a massive undertaking, and certainly for this team it's going to make it even harder. I count myself lucky because I've got most of my limbs. There's some people missing things, some people are unable to use certain parts of their body, so it makes it even harder.
The people that are involved, we all know what we've gone through. We're all the same mindset with different disabilities. You know, we ain't going to break world records, but we're going to get this done.
We don't know whether we're going to achieve it, but we're going to give it a good shot.
Morning, Bernie. How are you, mate? Oh, great to see you. Yeah, looking forward to it. Bit of Wim Hof, cold water immersion. Billy, how are you, mate?
The challenge is for the Bowra Foundation. Now, that was founded by Mark Bowra, who's an ex-serviceman who suffered a stroke, and it debilitated him quite badly. However, that's not stopped Mark.
He's got his Lilo and everything.
This is actually
Where you going?
What?
This is a deck chair and a windbreak.
His latest challenge is to swim the Channel. Now, he can't do it all on his own, so what he's done is put a team together, which is a group of ex-servicemen, and they're all suffering from various disabilities, and the plan is to swim the Channel.
I'm sure you made me ask this question, but I'll get it in now. Mark has the ability to bring together this amazing group of veterans from across all services. You know, he has this anxious smile and persona, and people just want to follow him. Like a few of the other members of the team, I'm a former member of the Special Boat Service. I too was medically discharged myself for depressive disorder, and my relationship with Mark primarily, when I was first commissioned, I served under Mark.
Had a stroke, and it's changed things along the way, but it's good things, but bad things. But it's a good thing.
I don't know, what are your recollections from the day when Mark had his stroke?
I remember just being in shock, really, being called out to go and see him at the hospital and not knowing if he was going to survive or not, and then the rushing around from one hospital to the next, and then the surgery that he had, and yeah, it was all quite upsetting for the whole family, really.
Without Mark Bowra, none of this would be happening. And my time with Mark started all in rehab when we first met at Headley Court. My injuries happened out in theatre. I spent a lot of time in a hydrotherapy pool due to being in a wheelchair for a year. So that's all I could do. So to be able to run in water was amazing.
Swim to Recovery really is all about inspiring other people to get themselves into the water to promote their own recovery from neurological injuries. We've seen a number of our beneficiaries commence their recovery from quite severe brain injuries, and we found that actually getting in the water gives them a sense of freedom that they wouldn't get elsewhere. And it really is the first place to start. Indeed, our founder, Mark Bowra, whilst he was at Headley Court on his recovery journey, before he could even walk, he was in a swimming pool and swimming, and he went on to compete at the Invictus Games and win a gold medal.
You just need to look at Mark. He has a beaming smile, whatever he's doing, and I have no doubt that on that boat, at some point when we're all feeling pretty awful, he'll just pull out one of these beaming smiles and we'll all think, well, what are we moaning about?
Point me direction, it's right. France, right.
Yeah, when I got asked if I wanted to be or take part in this challenge, I got asked, can you swim? Obviously, yeah, I swim all the time with my kids, but not physically. I didn't realise how hard it was going to be to swim properly with one hand. I had multiple injuries. I think if I look at my documents, the list is a couple of pages long, but the ones that I've predominantly been left with is my right arm arm or hand, doesn't work, and my ankles have been fused, so I've got no movement up or down in my foot.
For me, it's also, a great challenge to actually coach and help people with various disabilities, because you have to look at each individual differently in the way their stroke is and what's going to work best for them. They've come a long way already.
For someone like Bernie to have suffered something so catastrophic has been massive for us as a family in terms of how he now still perceives himself. I think he saw himself as invincible before, and I don't think he does now.
For the first time, I haven't got goals and visions and all this. All I know is I've got to get across the channel with the team.
I think the build-up to the actual event is the hardest bit. It's so long away. I mean, you can't just train for a month and then go and do it. It's about a year and a half training. So you're doing all this 18 months training, and you keep saying to yourself, oh, let's just get on with it, let's get it done. But it's not as simple as that. Something like this takes a lot of time to train to actually do.
I haven't told them this, so the ones that are listening might have a little bit of shock. So we're going to have a whole winter of structured training within the pool. Hopefully we're going to get regular swims in the sea throughout the winter months to maintain our acclimatisation to cold water, and it does get very cold. And then at the start of next year they have to do a qualifying swim whereby they have to swim at least 2 hours in the sea with water temperatures below 16 degrees. So, for some that's a really hard challenge, and it's to try and replicate or try and put them under pressure so that they can get used to being, one, cold and tired, so that they can then get back in the water maybe 2 or 3 times during the channel swim.
So I suffer really quite severely with depression and anxiety. The depression at times has been very, very serious, and on a couple of occasions I have wanted to take my life. So it has taken me to some really dark times in the past.
Whilst the swimmer's in the water, they're not allowed to touch the boat or have any support from anything at all, whether it be a float or anything like that. So they have to swim essentially an hour at a time, and then obviously rotate around, through the team. So that in itself is going to be tough. Chances are they will be swimming at night time in darkness. So that's something that we're going to have to practice during the winter months, maybe, just to get used to swimming in the dark, because some people find that quite difficult at times. It is a massive challenge. It's something that shouldn't be taken lightly. With some of the disabilities amongst the team, that would increase, let's say, the challenges what they're embarking on trying to do.
To be the person that isn't able to carry on, for me mentally that would be a hugely difficult thing.
He's taken on so many challenges in his life. This is just another one that he'll make sure that he sees through.
Without a doubt, the thread that runs through everybody is the will to not give up.
When you're in a team that are so positively driven, you don't look at failure. Someone told me from the Marines once, in life shows where you get a deck of cards, get on with it.
It's a brilliant team. How to say it? Once in a lifetime. You know, it's how to say it? I mean, you know, it's brilliant. It's, you know.
Once we get to the end, I'm also going to block everyone who's involved with the team from my phone, so I don't have to get involved with anything else.